Thank you all for coming. I'm so happy to see all these faces out here. We really appreciate you showing your support for this project. It's something that's near and dear to several of our hearts, and I hope that it becomes near and dear to all of you. We have a very short program today. We have 3 speakers I'll be introducing, and then after we get done with the speechifying, we will go out into the hallway for the ribbon cutting, and we'll have tours of the closet if you're so inclined, and then we will have refreshments afterwards. So please do hang around and enjoy some refreshments and some good conversation with each other. So the first person I would like to introduce today is Chancellor Donna Henry. She has always been very supportive of the things that the Office of Career Discovery and Planning has done, and I'm very excited that she agreed to come and talk to us today. Chancellor Henry.
Thank you so much, Neva, and greetings and welcome to everyone for our grand opening of Smiddy's Closet. We celebrate the opening of Smiddy's Closet today, which, as many of you know, is named to honor our late Chancellor Emeritus, Joseph S. Smiddy. He led the college for 30 years. He was a hospitable man, and I think he would have been very proud to see the opening of this resource today for our students. There are many great stories about Mr. Smiddy that have been told again and again, but the one of my favorites is one of his heartwarming refrains that he would say to students, potential students, that we have a place for you at Clinch Valley College. And in that, I think what he really wanted to convey was that whether you're a student from Virginia, from the Midwest, from abroad, we have a place for you. Whether you're first in your family to attend college or you come from a long line of college graduates, we have a place for you. And whether you hope to pursue a career in education, health, or business, or science, or any of the many careers that we offer here, we have a place for you at UVA Wise. So this college, our college in its truest form, is a place where people of all backgrounds have the ability to pursue and fulfill their dreams. Here at UVA Wise, you not only have access to world-class education, but you have access to the tools, to the information, and to the resources to be successful. And Smiddy's Closet is yet another example of this commitment. We want to ensure that our students and our graduates are ready to enter the workforce. We want to ensure that we break down any barriers to that entry. In my mind, no student should ever decline an interview due to lack of business attire. No student should feel unequipped or unprepared to present his or her best self to a prospective employer. So Smiddy's Closet is truly about empowerment. It's about easing doubt. It's about instilling confidence. And I'm excited about the transformational potential of this resource for our students. And at this point in the program, I would like to thank Shannon Blevins, Neva Bryan, Kayla Baker, and Beth Tipton for leading the development of this resource for our students. Each of you identified a need, and you responded quickly. We're a greater community because of the care and compassion that you all have demonstrated. So thank you to everyone again today for coming. Please remember to lend your support to Smiddy's Closet. As I was headed over this way, I looked in my closet and I think I have a few things that I can donate, so I've got to make sure that I bring those over as well. And let's all do what we can to contribute to this closet and to permit it to operate at its full potential. So thank you again.
Thank you, Chancellor Henry. I truly believe that partnerships are one of the most beneficial things that we can do for our students, just in partnering with different departments or partnering with people outside of our own department. And so when Beth Tipton called me a couple of years ago and said that she had this space and that she and her students have been thinking about it, I was very excited, and I said, I'm in, whatever you need me to do. So it's been an interesting couple of years, and it's been a lot of hard work, mostly on her part, but I'm really excited about today, and so I would like for you all to please give a nice welcome to Reverend Beth Tipton.
Thank you, Neva. I want to tell you all a little bit about the birth of the idea of Smiddy's Closet. I've been campus minister at UVA Wise at the Wesley Foundation for 17 years. And across many of those years, I've met many students in need. As many of you know, we have a high number of students that receive financial aid, as well as a high number of students who are first-generation students and that come from poverty-stricken backgrounds. And across the years, there's one student in particular that stands out in my memory. She came to us from a school in Northern Virginia, and she arrived on campus as a freshman, moving in with 2 pairs of pants, 3 shirts, 5 pairs of underwear, 1 pair of shoes, and 1 bra. And that was all she had. And at the time, the Wesley Foundation, as it does today, had a student emergency fund. And we took her shopping, and when the time came that she needed professional attire for interviews for the teacher education program, we took her shopping again. And without the right clothing, the first impression she made would not have been possible. As you know, students who come to college often gain or lose weight, and that happened over the years to several students, and we've used that emergency fund to clothe students who need it with that as well. I tell you that story to give you one example of a student who has had a need and that need has been met. Attire is important for many reasons: interviews on campus and off, for presentations in classes, and for many other reasons that include first impressions. Clothing can help foster opportunity, and it can also break opportunities. In line with the UVA Wise mission to enrich student lives in a manner that nurtures holistic development, we had an idea to provide career clothing so that students could holistically succeed upon graduation. We want UVA Wise's educational experience to be a springboard for greater accomplishment. That is a goal of UVA Wise. That's not out of line with the Wesley Foundation's mission of equipping students to transform the world. We have a goal of enabling students by meeting them where they are at. We strive to meet needs and offer opportunities for spiritual development here at the Wesley Foundation, though all are welcome at Wesley, no matter their faith background. We empower all students to be their best self as they discern how they are gifted to live a life of meaning and purpose. And we want this building to be used to transform lives of UVA Wise students. That's why Smiddy's Closet is important. It's transforming lives. Together, the UVA Wise Office of Career Discovery and Planning and the Wesley Foundation have identified, planned, and initiated the closet, and we're working toward meeting a need on our campus. Several student leaders have worked with me over the past 2 years in this development and idea process. There are 2 of them here today, David and Jordan. Would you stand and be recognized? Thank you. Several others have made Smiddy's Closet possible, and if you're here, stand and be recognized. The UVA Wise community, faculty, staff, Chancellor Henry, and board members have helped make Smiddy's Closet possible. If you're here, would you stand and be recognized? There are also Wesley Foundation students and board members that have helped make this possible. If you're here, would you stand and be recognized? Of course, the Office of Career Discovery and Planning, Neva and Kayla in particular, have been integral, as well as Wesley Foundation staff, which is me. Several local churches have been integral in the donation and setup and carting things back and forth. Some of the local churches that have been amongst the largest donors include Zion, Mount Olive, and Mountain View United Methodist. And we thank you all for your contributions to Smiddy's Closet, as well as businesses that have given large donations and other items that have been integral to developing Smiddy's Closet. And so we thank those of you from Sykes and Pro Art. If you are from any of those, would you stand and be recognized? And it wouldn't be possible without individual contributions, which many of you I know have made. So thank you. And as Chancellor Henry referred, go check your closets. We will need more. Many students, especially now that we're kind of in the middle of spring semester, have started calling and asking for distributions from the closet. In fact, just this morning, we had our latest distribution. And so we are well into the process of providing students with what they need to succeed. Smiddy's Closet is a resource available to all current UVA-wise students. Visits are confidential, and students are eligible to receive one complete outfit per year. That includes socks and shoes if necessary. So encourage your students who may need access to such a resource, please to contact myself or Neva. The first distribution from the closet happened last semester. As I said, demand is increasing week by week, day by day even. Just this week we've had 2 distributions, and it's transforming lives. Smiddy's Closet is making a difference, not only the recipients' lives, but the lives of those who are able to give, the lives of those who are able to volunteer, and we will need volunteers to help sort in the future. If you're interested in that, see me. And the lives of all those whose impact will be felt by the students who are enriched by the distributions from Smiddy's Closet. Tours will be available immediately following the ribbon cutting, and I hope you'll stay and see how Smiddy's Closet is organized and operates. Thank you all so much for being here today and being part of Smiddy's Closet.
Thank you, Beth. I think one of the most exciting aspects of this project is that it's not only for students, but it was initiated by students, and I just love that. We have a lot of very intelligent, very creative students, and they care about each other, and I think that's one of the most wonderful parts of this. So I would like to introduce one of those former students who is an alum. He graduated in 2019, and he is now a teacher. David, please come up. David Goodman.
For the last couple of years, the leaders of the Wesley Foundation, along with the Reverend Beth Tipton, would get together to discuss ways to share the love of Jesus with the students and faculty of the University of Virginia's College at Wise. Every year, we would propose different ideas to accomplish this goal, but nothing ever came to fruition. That is, until 2 years ago. We met at the beginning of the semester, and the same question that we had been asked year after year was broached. What can we do to share God's love with our campus community? One of the ideas mentioned was a career clothing closet. This was the first time that we were all in immediate agreement. It felt like God had put it on our hearts to make a difference in the lives of students by providing them with the opportunity to have an outfit that they could use for junior and senior seminar, job interviews, grad school interviews, and many more. The next step we took was to do some research, and we found that ETSU had a career clothing closet. A few of the Wesley leaders, along with Neva Bryan, went to visit to get some inspiration, as well as to see how they conducted their closet from a procedural standpoint. We came back with some wonderful ideas that we were able to implement here at Wesley. As students at UVA Wise, the leaders at the Wesley Foundation found this opportunity particularly meaningful. A lot of our peers, unfortunately, did not have extra money that they could spend on dress clothes that were not only a requirement, but also a part of their grade in junior and senior seminar. There were multiple occasions where students would have to borrow clothing from their friends or scrounge together a polo and khaki pants. We felt like students should not receive a lower grade because they could not afford professional attire. Deuteronomy 15:7-8 says that if there be among you a poor man or woman, one of your brothers or sisters, within any of your gates in your land, which the Lord your God has given you, you must not harden your heart or shut your hand from your poor brother or sister, but you shall open your hand wide to him or her, and must surely lend them what is sufficient for their needs, in that which they lack. These verses sum up what we are trying to accomplish here at the Wesley Foundation. Our goal as Christians is to love our brothers and sisters and to help them meet their needs. We feel like the Career Clothing Closet is a great first step in bridging the gap and allowing all students the opportunity to feel confident and prepared when they walk into their first presentation or interview. The Career Clothing Closet here at the Wesley Foundation is truly an amazing opportunity to change lives on campus and in our local community. First impressions matter, and by giving students the opportunity to look professional when they walk into their presentation or interview, there is an enhanced chance they will perform better and they will have a stronger chance of receiving the job that they're interviewing for. My hope for the future is that this closet will be a place where students can come to receive professional attire that can help to build confidence, bolster excitement, and allow all students to be successful in their future careers. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Before we close, I want to share my own personal story. About 35 years ago, I started college at UVA in Charlottesville, and boy, was it a culture shock. I came from St. Paul, there were 39 people in my graduating class. So I was surrounded by thousands of students, many of whom were very rich or very well off, and I was very poor, honestly. And I found myself being invited to an event that required some very fancy kinds of clothes, I thought at that time. I had nothing, and I ended up having to borrow a complete outfit from my roommate, all the way down to the shoes. And so this is very personal for me as well, and I feel like I wouldn't want another student to be in that situation because it's kind of embarrassing, and you're not sure what to do in a situation like that. So I feel like this is really going to be something that's beneficial to our students, and again, for me, it's personal as well. So I thank you all for coming out today. We're going to go step into the hallway for our ribbon cutting, and then please feel free to take a tour of the closet and then hang around for some delicious snacks. Thank you all.
One, two, three. If you want to see the sorting room, it is right next door to the right.